Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about some of the recent reads that I've read recently. And no, I didn't cut my hair off, it's up in a bun. First read was the second book in the Mason Mooney series. This is the Doppelganger Detective. It's by Seaerra Miller. It's really colorful, vivid art. Quick read, perfect for Halloween. This one's set at Halloween and the detective vibe and the whole doppelganger. This was just a lot of fun. Can't say too much since it's the second one, but they're spooky and funny at the same time. And I actually think I like their adventure in this one even more, and it's probably because we know them better and they've gotten closer as friends, him and Iris. Can't wait for the next one to come out. And I finally read The Last Windwitch by Jennifer Adam. This was phenomenal. I was so impressed by this book. It is a new favorite. I still can't stop thinking about it. And it's a longer book, but it doesn't feel long at all because it's just so good and you're so wrapped up in it. And time passes and it doesn't even feel like the amount of time has passed while you've been reading it because it's just so good. The writing itself is just beautiful. It's very atmospheric, from the descriptions of this place itself to the characters, and then this whole world's backstory, the three sisters, the different types of magic, what they each mean and can do, the eagle, the evil queen, the crows, plus the creatures that appear because of what the dark magic is doing to the land. It's just so good, and that's just to name a few things. And then the backstory of Brita and everything to do with her, and all the friends she makes, which are the first real human, because she has animal friends, but and Mother Magda, she makes some friends her own age, and they're also incredible. Even a mischievous goat, there's a pony. It's just so good. Oh, and I also wanted to say, if you wanted like a detailed review, it'll be on my Instagram too, but it'll be easier to find the books I've read, because I don't just post books I've read on my Instagram. But on my Goodreads, you can find all the detailed reviews for the books. In her small village of Oak Hollow, Brita has been sheltered from both the tempestuous kingdom and the wicked queen's reign. Apprenticed to a hedge witch, Brita's only concern is finding a way to make her fickle magic work so she can finally prove herself a head witch. But when she accidentally catches the attention of the queen, Brita learns there is more to her magic than she ever realized. On the run from the queen's huntsmen and her all-seeing crow spies, Brita discovers the truth about her family and who she is destined to be, and that she may be the key to defeating the wicked queen and setting the kingdom right again. So many twists at the end too, and like all the side characters are amazing. All the main characters, like, it's just so good. I really love this so much. And I was hoping it would be a sequel, but I don't think it is. But she does have another book coming out. I think it's the beginning of next year. It's either the beginning or towards the middle. But I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read more from her. Highly recommend. And then I read Return to Zentobia by Stacy D'Alessandro. And this is the sequel to Journey to Zentobia. I can't say much, but this was even better than the first. I love these kids. More creative and incredible things. We got to see other parts of this world and beyond. Had our favorite characters plus even more characters that we meet. We got to spend some more time with certain character kids in this one too than we did the first one. And Maddie's such a little detective, and I love that. And her brother is the best too. Just a great sibling relationship, great friendships in here. Adventure, magic, so great. I read Cinders and Sparrows finally by Stefan Bachmann. This was so good. I love my witchy stories. I know that. And this was incredible. The humor in here was so good. Like, Zita is such a great main character. She had some great humor, plus she was tough and resilient, and it's just such a dark and witchy story, and I just love that. And Mrs. Cantanker, that is the perfect name. She was horrible. I just wanted to hit her. She was perfectly written. She was so awful. And Minifer and Brown, who become her friends, they're the servants at the castle who are also orphans. And the whole backstory of Zita's past, this castle, Mrs. Cantanker, and everything in here. It's just so incredible. And then the crow, the vicar, he has my heart. So atmospheric. With the castle, the woods, the ghosts, the characters themselves, the magic, the curse, and the vivid writing that brings everything to life. And so many creative details too, from the blue stairs, the dragon stairs, the tree, the secret room, the talking diary, and the triggles, just to name a few things. It's just So great. Great messages and themes on belonging, family, friendship, kindness, doing what's right. It's just spooky and hauntingly beautiful. And I really need more middle grade from him. This was so good. I loved it. In a witch's house, nothing is as it seems. When a scarecrow climbs over the garden wall, delivering 12-year-old orphan Zeta Bridgeborn a letter saying she has inherited a distant castle, she jumps at the chance of adventure. But little does she know that she is about to be thrust into a centuries-old battle between good and evil. Blackbird Castle was once home to a powerful dynasty of witches, all of them now dead under mysterious circumstances. All but Zeta, and Zeta, unfortunately, doesn't know the first thing about being a witch. As she begins her lessons in charms and spells with her guardian, Mrs. Cantanker, Zeta makes new allies, a crow, a talking marblehead, 2 castle servants, just her age, named Bram and Minifer, and the silent ghost of a green-eyed girl. But who is friend and who is foe? Zeta must race to untangle her past and find the magic to save the home she's always hoped for, because whatever claimed the souls of her family is now after her. Doesn't that sound great? And then I read a graphic novel, The Seance Tea Party, by Reimena. I hope I'm saying that right. This was such a heartwarming book, like just a book hug of a graphic novel. And there's such atmospheric art, such fall time art in the story, just so atmospheric for the season. I really loved it. It was such a cozy graphic novel. And great messages, like how we think we lose our magic as kids, but we don't. Life just makes it harder to see it sometimes as you get older, but you have to always remember that you still have that same magic inside of you. And also how lucky we are for each and every day on this earth. Like, don't complain about getting older. Be thankful. Growing up is terrible. No one has time to play outside or use their imagination or do anything fun. Who wants that? Not Laura. She's determined to still have fun even after her friends all seem to fade away with their new interest in new friends. A magical tea party introduces Laura to Alexa, the ghost that haunts her house. Alexa will be a kid forever, but what will happen as Laura continues to get older? So good. Highly recommend. And then another incredible story. I read Kelcie Murphy and the Academy for Unbreakable Arts by Erika Lewis. And this comes out in March 2022. And I'm so lucky and so thankful that I got to read an early copy. This was phenomenal. Like, it says School for Good and Evil meets Amari and the Night Brothers. Perfect for readers who've ever wondered what if Harry Potter had been sorted in Slytherin. That's like the perfect description to sum it up, because that's School for Good and Evil, my favorite series. And what we see in here, you can see like the Amari comparison too a little bit, but with the Harry and Slytherin thing, you totally see that in here. Like, I totally know what they mean, and that it's just incredible. Such a creative story, world. The backstory of Kelcie and what we learned about her, we still have to learn about her. This whole other world that she goes into, the trees, the different dens, and what each den can do, and then the dens, they're each sorted into teams. So in each team, there's someone from each den, and that's your team, but they're called certain things. It was built up and unfolded at the perfect pace. There's so many creative details in here, from the powers to the fairies, the trolls that are construction workers. Like, I don't want to say too much, but this is phenomenal. And the little, Striker, the dog, he's not really a dog, but he has my heart. I loved him. And Kelcie, and she makes her first friends ever, and they're her team, which is great too. And it was so great seeing that, and the character growth and development in here is phenomenal. The story and world building, superb, and I just loved seeing. It's just so good. I cannot wait for more. I hope this is such a long series, because I don't think I ever want this to end. When Kelcie Murphy tests into the Academy for the Unbreakable Arts, she learns that she's a Sega, one of the most ancient beings in the Otherworld, and kin to its most infamous traitor. But Kelcie is a survivor, and she'll do whatever it takes to find her place in this world, even if that means making a few enemies. Brimming with Celtic mythology, action, and danger, Kelcie Murphy and the Academy for Unbreakable Arts introduces readers to a new kind of magical school and a warrior who must choose on which side of the epic battle her destiny will lie. Oh, so good. Then I read The Peculiar Haunting of Thelma by Erin Petti. And I'm so happy to hear that next year there will be a sequel, because this was phenomenal. By the cover, I thought it was going to be terrifying, and then I started reading, and it was more like a cute little story, and Thelma's so cute and nerdy, and her little nerdy friend, and they're just so adorable. And bam, it got creepy and scary. So I was all over the place, and I loved that. I love being caught unawares and being surprised. I just love when that happens. And there's art throughout too. So isn't that creepy? And it's just so atmospheric, and it pulled off being heartwarming, having endearing characters, but at the same time being spooky and so creepy. And Thelma is smart and science loving, and her best friend Alex is the same, and they love doing research and experiments together. And then her science brain has to get used to all sorts of things that have no science explanation, like ghosts or that jewelry box. And then Eugene, that runs the cafe, is great, and he's a member of this ghost hunter team, and he introduces her to the rest of that team, who's also amazing characters. And then the name of his car is even hilarious and great. Such great humor, especially the banter between Thelma and Alexander. Just insanely atmospheric, no matter where or what was going on, like between whether it was Thelma's house, her dad's shop, Eugene's cafe, the haunted house, the place Thelma goes into, the marsh, beyond. So good. I love this. There's so many great messages in it too. There's a strong friendship, and the importance of family is really big in here. And I cannot wait for the sequel. Thelma B has adventure in her blood, but this budding scientist gets more than she bargains for when a ghost kidnaps her father. And in the eccentric town of Riverfish, Massachusetts, nothing is as it seems. With the help of some local ghost hunters, Thelma must follow clues, face paranormal foes, and unlock an ancient secret to rescue her dad. But she needs to work quickly. There's someone wielding dark magic, and he's coming after her next. Highly recommend. And I read The Order of Time by Scott Southall. This was amazing. I love a good sibling story, and then you add the time travel, and then the history in here. I learned so much, so I've always loved that, and I spent so much time researching stuff. I've of course heard of Nefertiti, but I had never heard of her husband and what they did together with the religion and all of that, and all that stuff, according to mythology, according to history, actually happened. And it's just also fascinating. I loved it. And then who this little guy is, terrifying. And then some other people from Egyptian mythology and history mentioned. Look those up, real things. So I love when I can do that, and I spent so much time looking things up. Anastasia is such a kick-butt girl. I loved her. And Edward, he can get on your nerves sometimes because he's the complete opposite. He's scared of everything. He's very clumsy. But that's just how it goes. And they balance each other out. He has strengths that she doesn't have, and they need each other, and it's so great. I love the friends they made in ancient Egypt. It was so cute. I love them. There was a sad part at the end that caught me like out of nowhere, and y'all know I don't like that. But it's beautiful and how it happened and why it happened, and I understand why it had to happen. So I'm not mad about it, but I hope no more sad things happen. My heart can't take it. But I understand why it had to happen here for the story to. So, like, nothing with main characters or anything like that, or animals, because I would not be happy about that. But such a great story, and it ended amazingly. Happy ending. Everything's so creative. The Order of Time, I can't wait to learn more about that, and just everything, so incredible. Anastasia and Edward Upton are 11-year-old twins who are different in almost every way. Despite this, they are inseparable and the best of friends. They tackle the highs and lows of 6th grade together, whether they are fending off bullies at the elite Blake Academy or examining the rare antiquities at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. Then life gets complicated. They discover that their friend and mentor, Dr. Gregorian, is part of a secret society called the Order of Time. It turns out that time is not fixed. It's a fluid continuum where changes to the past can create ripples all the way through to the present. It unwittingly falls to the twins to travel back through time to ancient Egypt, where they must overcome deadly assassins, evil high priests, and vengeful gods in order to prevent disaster. Together, Anastasia and Edward must navigate all obstacles, preserve the past, and find their way back home. I'm over halfway into the second one now, loving it just as much. And then I read The Smashed Man of Dread End by J.W. Ocker. This was such a creepy good time. Such a unique story. It's my first time reading from a character who suffers from sleepwalking, and when you read this, you understand that is not the thing you want to have in this book. You do not want to be sleepwalking. It was just so engrossing and fast-paced, very atmospheric. Everything was so fascinating and interesting. The characters were incredible. Noe herself, the main character, and then the other girls she meets in the neighborhood were each amazing in their own way, and I even enjoyed Fern, and She was quite a character. I really liked her a lot. And the Smash Man was terrifying, and he was perfectly written with vivid details that actually scared me because I could picture him so well, which I loved. And I loved everything involved with the girls trying to get rid of him and the mystery behind it all, and it was like solving a puzzle with a scary monster, but still I loved it. No, Wiley's not like other kids. She couldn't be more excited to move. The new house has a yard that looks just big enough for a dog. Now her dad will have no excuse not to let her adopt one. Plus, after the slumber party sleepwalking incident of last year, she really needs to make some new friends. But No didn't expect these sullen, strange girls on her new street. They seem to want nothing to do with No, but they do have one warning for her: to stay out of the basement, no matter what. No's not going to let these girls boss her around. She'll go into her own basement whenever she wants. So she does. And there he is. And now there's no going back. So good. So we have The Art of Running Away by Sabrina Kleckner. This was such a brilliantly told story. I don't normally like contemporary, but she is just such a great storyteller that I ate this up. I read this so fast. I found everything incredible. Like, so atmospheric from where we're in her home, and the art shop and everything. And then she goes to Scotland and then to London. Everything's so atmospheric. I love seeing all that. And then the art that they do, and that she goes and sees that the others do. And the whole idea of walking up to people and getting, like, drawing what been, like, it was just so good. Characters, phenomenal. The story, phenomenal. The writing, superb. I absolutely love this. 12-year-old Maisie is an artist. When she's in front of her sketchbook or apprenticing at Glenna's Portraits, the family-run art shop her grandmother started, the world makes sense. She doesn't think about Callum, her brother who mysteriously left home and cut ties with her family 6 years ago, or her parents' insistence that she broaden her horizons and try something new, something that isn't art. But when Glenna's Portraits falls on hard times, Maisie's plan to take over the shop when she's older and become a lifelong artist starts to crumble. In desperation to make things right, Maisie runs away to London to reconnect with her adult brother, hoping he might be the key to saving the shop. But as Maisie learns about her family's past from Callum, she starts to rethink everything she's ever known. Maisie must decide not only if saving her family art shop is worth it, but if she can forgive her parents for the mistakes they've made. So heartwarming, powerful read, loved it. Alright y'all, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love that. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.